Hello everybody, welcome to Swordplay Sorcery. My name is Jaken, and I'm a little bit awkward. Hi, hope you all are doing well. I'm doing something different today, whether it's a few people watching or just myself watching later. I'm building some monsters. There's a game I've been obsessed with for a little bit. I don't know if you've heard of it or not. It's called DC20. I know. It's crazy. DC20 is a new RPG that's going to be coming out later this year. You can actually playtest it for yourself. It's in the alpha. ! DC20 in the chat to get a link. It is a paid link, so you do have to buy it. But every time the rules get updated, you get sent that update as well, which is very, very nice. This isn't you buying the full game. This is buying access to the alpha so that you can continue supporting the game so that it can get published. You know, the cool stuff. I got to play this with my boss, Duke, from One Shot Questers at Gen Con last year, and it was everything I wanted in an RPG. I was incredibly excited. D&D obviously went through kind of a shit show last year. So that kind of took out some of the fun for me on top of the complaints I was already having. I need to turn this off. Yeet. There we go. On top of the issues I was already having with the game. And then I tried doing Pathfinder. We even streamed it. The VODs are on the YouTube channel, ! YouTube in the chat if you're interested in those. And I butchered it. Learning Pathfinder was atrocious. Since then, I've had the chance to play it as a player, and it is way more fun as a player. I don't like running it as a game master. It was not my favorite. It was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Every week I played Pathfinder, 2nd edition to clarify. Every week I played it, I had to essentially relearn the rules. And that didn't feel good. And that probably didn't feel good for my players. Having a game master who didn't know what he was doing. That was me with Pathfinder. As a player, I get the game. I understand the game. Trying to run Pathfinder, for me personally, I'm not saying for other people in general, but for me personally, it's a nightmare. But there's several things about Pathfinder I like. I like that you can take more actions. I like that it's more customizable. I like that you can generally just do more cool things. So, DC20 enters the picture. Dungeon Coach is working on a game. He needs to playtest it some more. I get to go with my boss. We play DC20 with the OSQ team at Gen Con. And it's incredible. It quite literally, he describes it perfectly, Duke. He describes it as kind of the perfect love child between D&D and Pathfinder 2nd edition. I love that. I love that so much. So, what we're going to be doing today is a little bit of session prep, because I converted my games to DC20. I very rarely play D&D now. If I play D&D, it's really in someone else's game. I don't really run D&D anymore. I play basically exclusively DC20. That's what I run. I love to run it. I've gone like full on into it. I've made like dungeon or game master screen inserts for my game master screen. Made several cheat sheets for my players. Like, here's what your classes do. Here are the different actions you can take in combat. Reactions, free actions. So many cool things. But there's one thing we don't really have a lot of in DC20, if anything, and that's monsters. Thankfully, though, someone has saved us. And yes, it's the Dungeon Coach. he has a monster. If you actually get the alpha, you have a one-shot that you can run and playtest, and there are monsters in there. But man, Dungeon Coach's community is absurdly cool. Exclamation point mortal in the chat to get access to monsters, unofficial monsters to use in your DC20 games, courtesy of Mortal. Mortal is a very prominent member in the DC20 community, and Mortal seriously is saving all of the game masters' asses by converting 5th edition monsters into DC20, and they've been so helpful for my sessions at home. But since the end of Arc 1 of my campaign, I decided I wanted to go back to paper notes. I found myself getting distracted by trying to get too organized with trying to make folders for everything, cue sound effects for everything. I was doing too much. So I decided to go back to paper notes for DC20 and just game mastering in general. First off, I love it. Yeah, it's been great. However, I need some monster stats because I don't really have my laptop in front of me. I have it to the side of me when I'm doing my thing, but it's really just there for music. I don't really want to look at it unless I have to reference the rules for something really specific or I need to change a song. So I took it upon myself to start trying to create a template for monsters, something I can fill out. I can print out multiple, I can laminate if need be. What is this? Hello, sorry for bothering you. Buddy. You really gonna put an ad in here? Listen, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna block. Ha! Get wrecked. Get shreked. All right. Enough chit chat. Let's get to what monsters will be looking like, maybe. This is what I've got so far. I'll move you guys over here to this other computer so I can see a little bit. I went through and I made a few different versions of the monster stats, or not really the monster stats, but just like what a template could look like. So over here on the left is my first draft. I modeled it very much after what I'm familiar with, which is the Dungeons and Dragons stat blocks. That's just what I'm familiar with. So, I went ahead and added spots for the creature name, duh, what level it'll be, duh, but also initiative DC and encounter DC. Now, these are things that will change probably in DC20, and by that, I mean like monsters, whenever they do get made for the game, I don't believe that they're going to have a fixed initiative DC or a fixed encounter DC. For me personally, in my games, I think that would be kind of neat. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a set initiative DC for monsters and a set encounter DC for monsters. Dungeon Dunce! How you doing? No need to panic. I've arrived. Nice name, by the way. No, you. You got the nice name. How you been? I got busy there for a little bit. I got busy for like a few weeks. But I have a purpose now. I have a purpose. And it is to continue to make session prep streams and build monsters for DC20. I have some good water. So yeah, Dungeon, what I'm doing is I'm showing off some templates that I made for DC20 so that I can insert what I need to for monsters and then just print them off. I'm so happy. I'm so excited for it. So, Initiative DC, Encounter DC, probably not going to be a fixed or set thing in the final game, but that's something I'm going to do for myself because in my eyes, it's kind of a great alternative to the challenge rating of Dungeons and Dragons. Trying to figure that mess out. If I just had it on the stat block already, I can just look at the DC and go, that looks a little high. Oh, that looks a little low. Perfect. That's how I view it in my eyes. So that's how I'm going to roll with it. Great. And I mean the monster's name. the monster's name, creature name. Yeah, so underneath initiative and encounter DC, we have the health points, what's their physical defense, what's their mental defense, and MS. I can't explain MS. That's something I've been doing for my home games. Yes, you just have to trust me on that. We're gonna ignore MS. We're gonna chalk that one up as a typo. Underneath it, we have size of the creature, what their speed is, what their jump distance is, which by the way, in DC20, you don't measure distance with feet. So you don't do 1 inch square equals 5 feet, right? You count things in spaces. So you look at the squares. If your ranged weapon says 4 spaces, or 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little squares, you're good to go. Clean, simple. You don't have to go 5, 10, 15, 20. You don't have to like do some weird like calculations with certain spells. None of that. You just got spaces. It's easier that way, trust me. Next up, we got some resistances, immunities, senses, and languages. And then I have the 4 main attributes of the game. Because in DC20, there's only 4 attributes. Might, agility, charisma, and intelligence. Might and agility are, straight up, it's might, so that's your strength, right? That's your feat of strength and everything. Agility, it's going to be like kind of like your dexterity. Charisma basically works kind of the same, right? It's performance, it's influence, it's deception, it's all of that goodness. Intelligence. Why confuse players with wisdom and intelligence? What's the difference? Something about like wisdom is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, and intelligence is knowing not to put the fruit in a smooth, like whatever. None of that. Just make it intelligence. Just make it simple. It's clean. It's boom. It's gabagool. We're ready to go. I have spots for features, so we'll get to that in a little bit, but like if the specific monster has a feature that's unique to it, we just put it there. And then we have actions. You'll notice in the action bar, it says action points 4. So in DC20, you have 4 actions. You can use your action to attack. You can use your action to move. You can use an action to give yourself advantage on an attack, which advantage and disadvantage do stack in this game, which is awesome. You can use your action points to help an ally. It's so good. This game is what I've wanted in a TTRPG for so long. And then underneath action points, I added stamina points. Those are for martials. That's kind of how they do their equivalent of cantrips and spells. So that's going to be like your techniques and maneuvers. And then mana points, which is how spellcasters cast spells. There's no spell slots. You have a mana pool. So mana points, and spells will cost a certain amount of actions or mana points. And by the way, spells are really cool in this game. Think of them kind of like a Pokemon evolution, right? So you could start off with like theoretically like a firebolt, and then pump more mana into that and make it a fireball. Super cool. Less spells taking up the book, and you just have ways to enhance the spell. It's clean. So when we put our action here, we're going to put what the action is, the description of it, anything we need to know about how much damage it does, and what the action point cost will be. Jeff Jones! How you doing? Love that name, by the way, Jeff Jones. It's like a Marvel Comics name, JJ. Wait, hold on, JJ? Is that you? Intelligence is knowing that Frankenstein was the scientist. Wisdom is knowing that Frankenstein was the monster. I haven't heard that example before. I almost like that one better. I think I'm going to use that one. Thank you, Jeff. That one's cool. I like that one. So, this was Stat Block version 1 for my monsters in DC20. I sent it to some people, including Mortal, who were going to be using his monster conversion sheet to make the 5th edition monsters in DC20. He brought up some excellent points. I shared it around in the DC20 or Dungeon Coach Discord server, and a lot of those members also had some really good points. So I went up to version 2. So here we go. We got version 2. Now, first thing you're probably wondering is Jakin. We have a heart We have a shield and what looks like a janky skull or a head. I did this to kind of reflect the character sheet. So the DC20 character sheet, it has symbols for like your main things, like your stamina points, mana, physical defense, mental defense, and your hit points. I think they're called health points in the game. I might need to change that too. But main difference is we have a creature name. The size and type are now up top with its name. So we have more room to do other things in the stat block. Encounter DC and Initiative DC are still there. That's for me. I like to have that. Hit points. How many hit points does your creature have? You put it in the heart. What's your monster's physical defense? You put it in the shield. Same for mental defense. You put it in the head. And then I took out MS because, like I said, we're just going to ignore that. Moved up the attributes to the very top. That way everything's kind of clean right there. And then you go straight to what the creature can do at the bottom of it. Save your speed, jump, resistance, immunity, senses, language, blah, 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 blah. Separated the features from all of that. Actions are still the same, but wait. There's no stamina points and there's no mana points. Why is that? I was reminded that Coach, or the Dungeon Coach, has declared several times that whenever he's working on or whenever he's running monsters in the game, he doesn't really keep track of those. It's one less thing for the game master to keep track of, right? One less thing to have going on behind the screen. So I was like, you know what? I like that. It makes sense. Let's do it. I think intelligence and wisdom is an important distinction, because people can be intelligent but not wise. On the other hand, people can be wise but not intelligent. That's also true. Jeff says, we always played that intelligence was book smarts and wisdom was street smarts. Ooh. Yeah, I could get behind that. That's a great way to describe it for new people. I like that. Yeah, I would agree with that in general sense for a quick understanding of it. Yep, 100%. Then I made version 3 of the stat sheet because a few more things were brought to my attention. What about the what about your damage reduction? That's a thing. That is a thing in DC20. You can reduce the damage. Things like armor or certain spells, they can have that kind of effect. Also, you don't roll for damage in DC20. It's really cool. Instead, what you do is you roll your D20 and you compare it to, let's say, their physical defense. So let's say in this shield right here, it was a 10, right? If it beats the DC by 5, or armor class, or in this case, a physical defense, if it beats it by 5 or more, you get to add 1 more damage. So let's say if I meet the regular physical defense of 10, I roll a 10, right? I just do that base 2 damage of whatever that weapon is, whatever it is. Let's say I roll a 15. Well, that would be a heavy hit, so then I get to add another point. Let's say I roll a brutal. Well, that's a 20. Let's say it's a dirty 20. So not only do I get the 2 damage, but I get the extra point from the heavy, I get the extra point from the brutal, and for every 5 past that, so on. So every 5 you beat a DC, boom, boom, boom. It's really cool. Natural 20s are no longer the most important thing in this game. Natural 20s are still cool. If you roll a natural 20, that's 2 points on top of your base damage, on top of all the other points for beating the DC. It's really cool. I love it. I really, really love it. So here's what we're going to do. I won't lie, that music really stumped me for a second. I was like, hello? Is this the right soundtrack? Here, we'll go to something different. Let's go to something like this. How about this? There we go. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy and paste the version 3 stat block onto a new document, and we're gonna start converting some of the 5th edition monsters into DC20. courtesy of Mortal from the DC20 or Dungeon Coach server. Very, very excited about that. Speaking of, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. Here, I'll just go ahead and help him out. Exclamation point, Mortal. Boom! Check out Mortal's Playground. It's a giant Notion document that lets you see what's going on. So let's see here. A boom. Boom. Here we go. All right, so this is Mortal's Playground. Mortal is incredible. Like I said, a very prominent member of the DC20 community and is a godsend. So this is the creation page of Mortal's Notion website, and Mortal actually walks you through the process of how they create monsters in DC20. What does a monster look like in DC20? You can look at that too. You can head over here to monsters. We're gonna check it out. He's even got them categorized so you can sort them by different things. So you can go by level. There's only technically 2 levels in the game so far. So let's go to level 2 monsters. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, we got a goblin leader. We got a skeleton leader, a quickling, satyr, a dryad, dragonfly, darkling elder, a boggle. Incredible stuff. So when you click on one, it pulls up this whole little page, right? It says it's a monster, it's level 2. And here we see a few stats, right? So first off, we got health points. So it has health points of 10, same thing as hit points in Dungeons and Dragons. Size is medium. Oh, excuse me. Physical defense of 14, mental defense of 9, physical damage reduction of 1, mental damage reduction of 0. Okay. It's got a might of 3, agility of 0, charisma of 0, intelligence of 2. Its attack modifier is 4. Its martial check modifier is 5. It can move 4 spaces, jump 1 space. Its save DC, whether that's for spells or attacks it's making against other creatures, is a 12. Action points. It's got 3. Interesting. 1 less action point. Senses. It has dark vision up to 10 spaces, which, by the way, in this game, not every creature has dark vision. Because that's stupid. Why would they? Dark vision is no longer special. Actually, it's probably more than half. Majority of your table goes, I have dark vision. Okay. You can just kind of assume. At this point, if you're in a dark space in Dungeons and Dragons, it should just be the people who don't have it that go, I don't have it. It's like, oh, that's a rare feat. Speaking of features, 1 action point, Commander's Call. Once per turn, command a willing creature you can see within 5 spaces. The creature can make an attack check or spell check that targets defense with advantage. The creature can move up to their speed. That's pretty cool. Also has 1 longsword, or has a longsword that costs 1 action to use, and it deals 3 slash damage. Oh, I like this. Mortal went all out since last time I looked at this. Position goblin forces strategically. Little notes for the game master about how to run them. Oh my god. This is what I mean. That's what I mean. That link in the chat, Mortal's Playground. It's excellent. Okay. If I'm gonna be real, I need some other kind of music. Let's see. Oh my god, I have so many songs. Why do I have Grease on here? We're just gonna pause it for now. That's what we're gonna do. So that way I can focus. All right, so For my monster creations, it's fairly simple, and there are 2 options. Okay. I take a monster from 5th edition and reduce their HD in half, and that will be the level of the monster. You're probably thinking to yourself, because I know I did, Mortal, what's HD? Well, if you look at the 5th edition little block here, hit dice. So you reduce their hit die in half, and that will be the level of the monster. Once you know the level of the monster, you can start building it as if it were a PC. We'll use this monster block as an example. So we're going to be making an air elemental Myrmidon. Sure. How about some old school funk? Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time. Oh my gosh. Should I do that? Is that the move? I'm honestly kind of feeling like some lo-fi, if I'm being honest. Let's go with Epidemic Sound Lo-fi. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's try this out. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of chill. That's kind of chill. Let's make sure you guys can hear it, though. You guys are probably like, I can't hear it. Yeah, I know. I know. I recently switched to OBS, so I'm like, what? Where is everything? There you go. If the music's too loud, let me know. I'll bring it down a little more. Boom, there we go. Okay, so the hit die, we got 18 D8. So cut the hit dice in half. So this monster will be level 9. Okay, so you don't take all of it. You just take how many hit dice we use. So because there were 18, divided by 2, 9. I like that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be converting basically a 5th edition, like a bandit, essentially. That's what I need. So 5e bandit stat block. Go to D&D Beyond. All right, so this is going to be a level 1 creature. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back into Affinity, and we're just going to get started. I'll gladly answer some questions if you have any about like anything about DC20, monsters in DC20, running the game. Literally, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna oops, let's see. Whoa! Okay. Alright, we're gonna call this Bandit Leader. No, we're just gonna call this a Bandit. Level 1. So drag this copy over here. Boom. I'll just go ahead and hide the other ones. Actually, I'll put them in a folder so I don't mess them up. Templates. And then we'll just drag him up here. That way, if we need to print multiple, I can do that. Okay. Let's start editing this thing. I've made this a mess, but I've made it in a way that I can understand it. Oops. We're gonna call this a bandit. Actually, let's put the size first. We'll say a medium. Medium human. Yeah, we'll do that. Kind of drag that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just drag it over just a little bit. Level. Well, the level's pretty easy. It's level 1. Do we need those around it? If we're making this kind of like looking a little official, even though it's not, right? I want to put it right before the curve starts happening. So like right, yeah, probably like right there. Boom. Initiative DC. How do we figure out the initiative DC in DC20? It's a great question. Does Mortal have something for it? I don't believe so. I don't know who decided to start like pressure washing outside at 7:30, which by the way, it's nighttime here in the yeehaw state of Texas. No, I think we're gonna have to figure this out on our own. So if I'm gonna say a bandit would probably be pretty low, right, on an initiative. Like I wouldn't say it's a high initiative DC. I'm gonna do initiative DC in groups of by difficulties of 5. So let's do, since this is a bandit and not like a bandit captain, I'm gonna say 5. So initiative DC of 5. And then we'll go to our encounter DC. And we'll make that a 10. Just something easy, something like that. All right. Let's go back to Mortal for a second. A level 0 monster would have the standard array of 3, 2, 0, -1. It's changed now. Because this is a level 9, we would get an additional 7 attribute points to place where you want with an attribute cap of 4. Oh, so he's referring to like the level progression. So because this is level 1, you get 2. So we have a standard array of 3, 1, 0, -2. All right, so that's what we needed. Gosh, it got really loud outside. It got really, really loud outside. Okay, so let's make this work, right? Zoom it in a little bit. So we have a 3, a 1, a 0, and a -2. And then we have 2 additional points to place somewhere. But again, this is a monster technically, or a creature, so we don't technically have to, but it's kind of a good starting point. It's like a good little piece of guidance, right? So our bandit had a strength of 11, dex of 12, intelligence of 10, charisma of 10. I mean, it doesn't super matter, but all right, let's start with might. So we'll close this bar since we're done with it. We're done with this one. Might. I'm gonna say it has a might of, we have 2 points to spend. I'm gonna say it has a might of 1. Agility of 3. A charisma of 0, and intelligence of -2. But then we get 2 points to plug in to the attributes, except for the one that's 3, because 3 is the level cap for level 1, according to the core rules. So we're gonna put 1 in charisma, and we'll put 1 here. So we got like a 1, 3, 1, -1. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. And then we'll just kind of do like a like a little bit of cleanup. Boom. Now again, this template's made for me and like how I kind of run my games. But if this is something you're interested in, I'd love to refine it and make it something that everyone can use. All right. Speed. Speed's gonna be pretty easy. It's gonna have a speed of 4. Boom. As for jump, it's gonna be equal to agility. Minimum of 1. So it's got a jump of 3. All right. Let's do some hit points. Let's get to that part. Let's do that, yeah. Hit points. So, according to Mortal, you know what? Let me show my cursor. There you go. All right. So, according to Mortal, from this point on, it's just plugging in numbers. So 4 plus 2 times a level plus might and agility. Coach recently mentioned, I want to say it was in a live stream. God, I hope it was in a live stream. YOLO, we ball. No more agility. So 4 plus 2 times the level. So that would be 2. So a total of 6. Plus might, which is a 1. So 7. So our bandit is going to have 7 health points. You know what? I didn't add a... Why is this all selected? Whoa. Deselect. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't actually add max total. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you tell I'm just like freeballing it? Like I'm just like, freeballing it? I don't think that's the right word. All right, now when we divide something in half in DC20, we divide it in half rounded up. So 7 divided by 2 is basically like 6 divided by 2, so 3. Hold on. Gussenheit. I can't even say that right. Speaking of, hold on. I played Hell Let Loose for the first time today. It's a little scary. It's interesting, like firing a shot at somebody on the enemy team, not getting a notification that you hit them. It's just kind of like real life. It's like, I might have gotten them. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5, so 4. So we'll bring that down here to bloodied. Bloodied total. Yeet. Just bring that on down. 4. Oh, hey now. All right. And then next up, we need our well-bloodied, which would be 1/4. So that'd be 2. Well bloodied total. So once again, we just bring this number down. Boop. 2. And this kind of lets us know, like, this is something that we can verbally call out to our players, right? Because in D&D, you know, you have the players who ask, like, how's the monster looking? Because they want to know, like, are they close? Does the monster look like it's dead? Does it look like it's dying? Well, in DC20, you can actually inform your players. You can basically be like, they're bloodied. They are well bloodied. So you go, oh, shoot, okay, they are really close. So it's kind of nice. So then we'll copy this 7, right? Put it under the heart. We'll just call it hit points. Sure. Right there. And we're going to make this... I will do 15 for now. I don't know how crazy it's gonna get, right? Sure, that works. We'll just do it like that. All right, sweet. So that's our hit points. Next up, we're gonna figure out our physical defense. Now I already know that because it's a bandit, I'm just gonna rule that they have light armor. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's go back to immortal. So physical defense, it says that it's wearing plate, so the physical defense would be heavy and mental is calculated as normal. Does it say? It says leather armor, so this is gonna be light armor. So 8 plus combat mastery plus might plus 1, I think. Combat mastery would be half your level rounded up, so 1. So 8 plus 1 equals 9, plus might, which is 1, is 10. I think it's 11. I'm now unsure of myself. I'm just gonna copy some things over. Whoa, Command Z. Okay, whoa, I don't know what just happened there. Oops. All right, so hit points. Max totaled, bloody total, well bloody total. We're gonna hit Command C. Go in our physical defense. Command V, baby. I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna shift drag it over. All right, now I'm just gonna relabel this. Physical total. Heavy total. Brutal total. PDR total. I think we established that this was 11. So not a very hard guy to hit. Oh God. Boom. Now one thing I do want to do is make these printable so that I can just kind of write it out if I need to. That's probably what I'm going to do. But I wanted to just showcase this on stream, but also just kind of work on this and see, like, digital, is it an option? The answer is kind of. It's kind of an option. All right, so let's calculate what our heavy would be. So it's 5 past your DC, right? Oh, let me actually move this in here. So I'll put that right there. So we'll move our heavy total underneath heavy. Where the hell did it go? Command Z. Heavy total goes underneath heavy. All right. So 11 plus 5 is 16. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, right? Our brutal. We're going to drag this down underneath brutal. All right. So 16 plus 5. Help. 21. Boom. PDR. Physical damage reduction total. Nada. None. You hear me? None with light armor. 0. And I'm pretty happy with that. In fact, I'm gonna copy these and shift them over again. So Command C. Someone just screamed violently outside. I hope everything is okay. So we'll drag this underneath. Mental. Okay. So this will be our mental total. And our mental is calculated by 8 plus your combat mastery, so a total of 9, plus charisma, which is, I believe, 1. So that's a 10. Okay. So 8, 9, 10 plus intelligence. Ooh. So back to 9. So we got a total of 9. Oh yeah, let me boom, 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 boom. Meow. Yeah, sure, it looks right. Okay. Dang, okay, so this is a 9. So that would mean our heavy is actually going to be a 14. Our brutal is going to be a 19. And there's no indication of a mental damage reduction. So that will remain 0. Now I just need to shift these around. Let's put that under heavy, put that under brutal. I'm going to make these an actual slot in the actual template later. Okay, so we got that part figured out. Resistances. I doubt it has any. I don't like giving out full resistances unless it makes sense where I give out resist X. See, our bandit has no resistances, no immunities. So we honestly don't even need them for this. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see, we need that. Resistances and immunities are not a thing. So we're gonna bump these up. They got a promotion. Boom. Senses. What does our bandit have? Passive perception of 10. I don't really, you know what? I don't even really need that. So we're gonna hide senses. Oh, hey now. So we're just gonna move that one up too. We don't have an official list of languages in DC20. So we're just gonna make them up based on ones I use in my campaign. So we'll say common. Thieves can't. Yeah, that seems about right. All right, we're gonna move our features and actions up because we got rid of a lot of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 1 And I like to keep it a distance of 20 spaces between the bottom of the text and the gold bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Features. Does our bandit have any features? I should have known. The answer is no. So we're going to hide the features, and instead we're going to drag our actions up. Ooh, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? There it is. Boom. There's a tiny stat block. All right, so what we got for our actions? We have a scimitar, so it's a melee weapon attack. +3 to hit. Get out of here. 1 target / damage. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to open that. Close. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's mess with our actions now. Whoop whoop. Action 1. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave those there. So it's 1 action. And then what's the other thing it can do? Light crossbow. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's also another action. So nothing too drastic. So we'll put right here, scimitar, light crossbow. And then one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. No. Action 2, description. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so scimitar. What we got? You know what? I probably need to pull up DC20, which, by the way, if you want your own copy of DC20, boom! Link in the chat. Click on the link. It is an affiliate link. So if you buy a copy of the rules, you also help me out a little bit. We get a new streaming PC. Finally do some more campaign streams again. I miss doing those. I miss them so much. But yeah, click that link. Get your copy of DC20. Start playing. If you want to play test it, I run play tests in my server. ! Discord in the chat. If you would like to play DC20 or learn how to play, I would love to teach you. It's a blast. It's so much fun. It's really fun to run. Fun to play in too, but I'm biased. I have more fun being a game master than I do a player. So again, I'm a little biased. Let's see, where's our weapons? I thought they were on page 70. Ah, it was close. Page 60. Do we have a scimitar in DC20? That'd be part of swords, right? No, I'm going crazy. We have a morning star. Sickle, hand axe, battle axe, scythe, halberd, great axe, war flail, great flail, great maul, mace, climbing pig. I don't see a scimitar. I might be going crazy. Am I remembering what a scimitar is? Oh, it's like a curved sword. Let's see, morning star. No, not a morning star. Not a great star. What's... All right, we're just gonna stick with a sword. So we'll say this is a short sword that deals 2 slash. Yeah, okay, that's what we'll do. Short. Oh wait, we gotta change this part. So, short sword. Kind of move this a little bit. Use the stats for longsword. Oh, you think a longsword would be better? I'm cool. I'm cool with that. We'll do that. Longsword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our longsword is 2 to 3 slash, versatile. Okay, so we'll put 2, 3 slash, versatile. And then for our light crossbow, dang, I forgot how much damage the the range weapons do. Light crossbow is 4 pierce. Where am I? There I am. It's 4 pierce. Has to have an agility of at least 1. It's got 3, so it's good. We're not going to cover that. Reload 1. Oh wait. Two-handed, reload 1. Okay. So two-handed. Oops. Reload 1. Boom. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is kinda hype. And just like that, wow, we've made a stat for DC20. Shoo, man. Shoot. Shoot. I like that. Oh my gosh. Do we have time for another? We're kind of running out of time. We got 10 minutes left in the stream. That 9 could definitely be a little more centered. It should at least be centered with the middle stat at least. This is going to drive me crazy. So let's get this actually figured out. Cause that's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah. Oh my gosh. We did it. We made a monster. Or something worthy of being used in the monster manual. Oops, 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 oops. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Hit points, physical defense, physical total. Boom. Then our mental defense, just for my sanity. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's much better. I think that's much better. And it's not too bad looking either. I think it's pretty easy. I'm not a fan of this font. Could be better. Either needs to all be caps or something else, because it's definitely clashing a little bit with the Modesto font. But yeah, we just made a monster, and this is one that I'm going to be using a lot in my next session with my players. So let's chat about that a little bit. Okay, now this This went from like lo-fi to borderline a little sad, if I'm being real. Here we go. Let's just go with some classic stream beats. How about that? There you go. Okay. Much better. Oh, but yeah, that's it. That's what I've been working on. Been making that stat block so that I can use it in DC20 games. Ideally, what I would like is to have one that anyone could just easily plug in numbers to. So maybe like a form fillable stat block for people. That way they can fill it in themselves, print it out if need be, probably make like a few variations. So like one for like your smaller stat blocks, probably like a medium length one, and then one like a big one that you'd use for like, I don't know, dragons, beholders, what have you. But yeah, I'm going to be using this bandit in an upcoming session. Basically, they did not catch the big bad from their last story arc, who is kind of like a fantasy version of the Riddler. They accepted a dinner invitation to go have dinner with the king in the city. As kind of like a thank you for catching a bunch of monsters that have been unleashed upon the city by the fantasy Riddler. His name is the Silent Scribe in this homebrew setting. But on their way over there, they were blown up in a cart. And that's where I ended the session. So they are going to be ambushed right off the bat by some bandits. We're going to go into some combat and then probably into some role play. So we're going to be using a lot of the skill challenges, a lot of encounter DCs. It's going to be good stuff. Again, link in the description. Help. It's in the description on YouTube as well, but link in the chat if you would like to get your own copy of DC20. I highly recommend it. I seriously, if you love D&D, but you would like a little bit more, this game is perfect. It literally plays like D&D, except you can do a little bit more on the cool end. It's not in your face and confusing and complicated like Pathfinder can be for some people. I love it. I love it so much. Yo! I almost said the name wrong. I almost said Louis. Louis? Louis. Hi. Thank you. Exclamation point DC20. Bingo. And again, if anyone is really wanting to kind of like sink their teeth into it, let's say you get the PDF, you buy it, you help the dungeon coach, you help me, which by the way, if you do that, thank you so much. And you really want like a true taste for it, like, hey, can I play this? Join my Discord server. Exclamation point Discord. It'll send you right to my server, and we'll work together. We'll figure out a time to play, and we'll do a play test. I think it's fun. We'll figure out time zones, things like that. We'll make it work. You want to just have like days where like we just build characters? We can do that. If you want to stream where all we do is we just build characters, we go over the ancestry system. We explore the classes, which by the way, there's warlords in DC20. And then in the next update, we get the druid and the bard, which by the way, I finally got to look at the bard. I'm not going to spoil anything, right? Not going to spoil anything. I will say, it's nice to have a bard class that actually has musical / performance related class features. It's super cool. Also, the way the druid works is kind of sick. The druid kind of works like a Pokemon. You just keep evolving yourself. Is there going to be alpha giveaways? Yes. Wait, I actually think I have. I think I have copies to give out of DC20. Hold on. Are there going to be giveaways? I'm not going to answer directly yet because I don't want to lead you astray. But I think the answer is yes. I'll get an answer for next time. I'm waiting for the alpha 0.6, as you should. Alpha 0.6 is gonna have a lot of changes to the core rules. It's gonna include the attribute overhaul. It's gonna include the druid and the bard, as well as some new spell lists that you can use. But yeah, let me double check. I'll have an answer by the next stream. I'm pretty sure I have copies I can give out for free. So like a link where like I kind of just message it to you and then you have it. I think they have a limited number of them. So I'll include that on the screen next time. Which, by the way, when do I want to stream next? I don't know. I have a lot more time to stream now, and I want to do way more DC20. Like, I want to, dude. Distal, how you doing? Yes. Figure it out. I got to figure it out. You've won some from Coach 3 or 4 lives back. You're correct. Okay. If you are in my Discord, shoot me a message. I'll drop this in here just in case. Shoot me a message, and I'll get you that alpha. I think it also comes with the updates, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check on that one too, but I'm pretty sure, like, because you get it, right? Like a free copy of it, you get the updates. So you get like the 0.6 coming out. Now again, I want to stress, this is a game that is still an alpha. If you buy it with my link, right, you are buying the alpha, access to the alpha, and that money directly supports the dungeon coach and funding the project. Like, the art for the game he's been showing off behind the scenes, it's so good. He got a Pixar concept artist to work on the art for the game, and ooh, oh, I can't wait. But anyways, we are way over time. I want to thank you all so much for coming and hanging out, chatting, engaging. I know this wasn't like the most exciting stream in the world, but hey, it's fun. It's fun to me, and I appreciate you coming out. I don't think. Yes, I have an idea of someone that we'll raid out to. At least on Twitch. I don't have anyone on YouTube, unfortunately, to raid out to. But thank you so much for watching. We're gonna raid out to a friend I got to meet recently. A very lovely person. Got to meet them at Gen Con last year. Diana of the Rose over on Twitch. If you want to be part of that raid, ! Twitch. I'm gonna drop some T-Max. As you should. So stay through the end screen. Hop on over to Twitch. Join that raid. I'll see you in the next stream. I'll try to get one out before the week's over. Adios.